Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here for day 22 of Dephemerember. We are still tracking a little behind schedule, but that's okay. So the prompt today is postage stamp collage and chubby mushrooms. So I have been trying to, this is mass making. So I have this stack of 10 1935, handwritten statement, receipts, from Guelph, Ontario, from a Shell service station. I think there's a few others that are from different places, but yeah, these are what I want to use as my bases. And then from our Super Mario camp we did a couple years ago, I have all these coloring pages left over, so I folded them in half, and that's what I'm going to back these with when we make these journal cards. So these are here. I've also got this lovely mushroom book, The Spotter's Guide to Mushrooms and Other Fungi. There are some great chubby mushrooms in here. And then here in my Game of Queens box, I've actually got postage stamps in here. Just a random mix. So these are Canadian, I think, all Canadian stamps. So those will be here for us to play with. So I think what I'll do first is find my first page of chubby mushrooms. I probably need to tear out some of these pages. This book is a really nice one. Oh, let me see. I should probably upload some of these boring pages at the beginning eventually, but I'll do that on my own time. So we have some morels there. They're quite chubby. Love picking morels. Oh, look at that false morel. That's a nice chubby mushroom page. So let's just get started with one page of chubby mushrooms, and then as we need more, I'll pull more out. I try to keep the pages together unless we need them. So why don't we go with these two for one project, and then the other two for the other. I'm just going to kind of cut these out. Not too hard to fussy cut these false morels because they're quite large and chunky. I am all about mushrooms. I'm a huge mushroom forager. I've been studying mycology and foraging for several years now. I'd say that I'm still only kind of not an amateur, but I'd say when it comes to mushrooms, a bit of a educated amateur. I wouldn't quite say that I'm definitely not an expert, but I also wouldn't call myself whatever the thing between an amateur and an expert is yet, because mushrooms are, I mean, maybe for my region I would, but not for the world of mushrooms, because knowledge is quite regional with mushrooms. But I'm able to collect a lot of edible mushrooms where I live here in Canada, and I love it, enjoy it. So what I'm thinking I'd like to do with this is, let's grab invoice 1, and maybe we do this in a mass make kind of way, where let me show you kind of the beginning. We'll make one together, then I'll do the boring part by myself. So the boring part, I guess, is the gluing down of this page. This is the stuff that I don't like to make you sit through in a mass make, because the video would be so long and I'd run out of interesting things to talk about. Especially because I'm catching up and I'm trying to do a couple videos today to get a little caught up. And I don't want to tell you the same stories that I told you in the last video. Okay, so now this is glued to this. Now this is going to get stitched together, but I'll just put a bit of glue there so I remember that, I've got to do that. Okay, so this is our base now. And if we take our mushrooms and we kind of decide where we would want them to be, here and here. Now, what I was thinking I'd do, because this is a postage stamp collage, is look for some nice postage stamps, and they would become collaged. Oh, there's two of those. Nice. They become collaged in the background. you know, like they're supposed to be. And this way it's more kind of about the color than much else. And if I find any really interesting ones like this, like I'll just set them aside because I don't want to, you know, use them in this way. But not all postage stamps are as interesting as others. There's some boring ones out there for sure. And I also grabbed some Tim Holtz People because I felt like something like this would add a nice, like, feeling, right? Like a focal point. These are not all Tim Holtz. I don't know which ones are and which ones aren't. This one I don't think it is. So let's kind of go in. I'll get my glue book and we'll make these. And I'll start by, you know, making this one as whole as I can. And then we'll go through, we'll probably do the decorating at the end together, but I'll prepare all the bases ahead of time. And I won't make you sit through like huge amounts of like fussy cutting and stuff, right? Because that is not love. Okay. That one there. This one I think I wanted right there so it would hide that cannon a bit. Okay, so these can be glued on with a glue stick. I'll just be mindful of like where I lay it down. Right like there. Okay. Maybe there. Yeah, so that's a nice little mini collage. Let me bring you in. Right like that. Then I'll take this girl. Because I just, again, I think that having like a little person on there, it's a nice focal point. Sorry if you can hear my son. He's calling my husband. So then we'll glue her down here, like so. Okay, so we have the basis of this whole collage with the person and all of that put together. So my next step is I'm going to go and stitch around the edge of this. Okay, so this has been stitched around, and the next thing I want to do is I want to pop the holes that are here again to keep those holes. Then I'm going to get a little bit of Distress ink here. Just kind of come in around the holes, and then just generally in a few places to just add a little color. Okay, so then we will cut out the journal card. And during the break I did have a visit from my son who loves helping me sew things, so he holds the paper while I stitch all around it. So we were able to get some of the prep work done here that we have to do for this project because he's very helpful. So I quite like that. Now the back, obviously I've got this, you can still sort of see this image here. I think I might, I have options obviously. I can cover it, you know, with more paper, like a nicer, different kind of paper. that's, you know, sized to this. We can collage on the back. That could be cool. The other thing I could do would be to paint, to dry brush paint. I may do either of those things, but I'm not going to worry about it right at this moment. I think that I'm quite happy with this. I'm going to just see, though, if I have some labels that would be fun. I do have, like, lots of really cool little labels, and I need to cut more out, but I think that would add a little something. Just having a nice label down there. Obviously a stamp also could make this nice. And maybe that's where I choose to use the more, like the interesting stamps, like botanicals and things like that. For this one, I think it's a nice add. But see, like something like that would be also quite nice. Yeah, lots of options. I'll just leave that there. But that one is done. So like I said, we're ready to go because of my helpful little person. So we'll just do a little inking. We'll start out maybe with a bit of the ink. Then the next two chubby mushrooms I have are these little guys, more of the false morels. So let's try to find some fun. That's a fun stamp. I don't want to think too hard about this. I just want to go in and use these beautiful stamps. So maybe one here, like so. And then I'll glue down this mushroom. Oops. And we can stick this one under here. Just generally kind of know where you're trying to put your... Actually, I want the Canada part covered, and I want the postmark out here. Like so. Yep. Keep gouging this glue stick. There we go. So that right here. And then I've got these two little boys. Yeah, I think I'm going to put them there. But yeah, I really like this way of compartmental making, especially like when making a video. I can just kind of like make the bases and then we can do this fun stuff together. So I like that a lot. This might go nicely there, or potentially down here. Yeah, down there is quite nice too. I also have a specimen. Oh yeah, you know what? I like the specimen label. I think like the label pops a little bit because we've used stamps elsewhere. Yep. So there's two. And then we have this one. And we need to pick more mushrooms. So I'm just going to again start kind of from the front and just find the chubby ones. Those are chubby. Chanterelles are some of my favorite mushrooms to pick. Those are nice and chubby, for sure. Wood hedgehogs. Let's go with those ones. Hedgehogs. Okay, so I'm going to split this into two again. So we have 2 projects worth of mushrooms, and then we'll just kind of fussy cut around here. These are called hedgehogs because of their, they don't have gills, they have these little, see these little spiky kind of bits under there? That's one of the sure kind of tells of the hedgehog. I'll just get these cut. All right. I think I'll put that perhaps down low right there. And get rid of this gluey page. So I think I'm going to put some of these down. Just looking for nice colors that would go with our hedgehog mushroom. Who are you? Frederick H. Valley. Don't know you. But I think you would go lovely right here. Let's kind of hide your face a bit. Is that a mod? No, Polymyl Bordeaux. Oh, look at that. We have a beautiful polar bear. Oh, a loon. How beautiful. These are some really nice postage stamps. I got multiple bags of these one day when I was at the thrift store. It was kind of one of those nice days of finding good things. I find postage stamps relatively frequently. I have lots. I don't really need to purchase more. Unless they're quite exquisite, and then I usually still do, because, you know, you have to strike when the iron is hot with these kinds of things. Okay. Good. And then we need ink around the little holes here, and then just generally on the white of the mushroom. All right, so that's that, and then we need people. I've got this boy, and I think for these kind of situations where you've got this little elbow here, you know, it's good to have it rest on the mushroom. I'm always looking for other ways to like use up these positioned people. The ones that are like sitting or leaning on something. So we can actually position him right there with his elbow just leaning on there. Okay, quite fun. All right, next one. And we need to cut out the other side of this the cross section of the hedgehog. I think that can go here. And I think I'm going to go back in with some more of these lovely green old Canada stamps. It's nice to find like nice stamps from where you live. Be there. Oh, that's gorgeous. That one over here. Oops. Get back there. Okay, let's put the mushroom down now. And maybe I'll find a nice stamp to go up a little higher to be a more focal point stamp. And we'll decide who we're gonna put on here, the person. Maybe put that like here. I've got this girl. She's kind of sitting, but I don't know. Not quite. There's a beautiful bird. We also have this couple that are sitting. This does kind of look like a sitting mushroom. Oh yeah. Okay, no, I like that. Yep. They're the right size. We'll glue down this beautiful bird stamp. See that? Isn't that beautiful? Okay. That's fun. Okay, so we have the invoices there, and I need to find more chubby mushrooms. So many lovely ones. That's quite nice. These are quite chubby. March mushrooms. They are edible. There we go. Let's put them here, and then I'm going to separate this. Like so. So we'll clip these out. Okay. One little tiny one. Okay. Sort of like this positioning. Start simple here. Too bright, too bright. It's a good one. I think I will go ahead and put glue back here and glue this down now. Need one more of these kind of earthy toned stamps. Perhaps there. Got to go in and glue that because I kind of did that a little backwards. Here we go. Then we need a couple little people here. They're cute. Do they stand out enough? Not quite. These guys would though, because they're quite dark. Yeah, that would be very nice. Yeah, I'll do that up there. Is this a sticker? Yes, it is. It feels quite sticky, but I'm just going to add our glitter glue in case. Here. All right. Yeah, that one's fun. Oh, and I see a little spot I need some glue on the tippy top of her hat. That's better. Okay. And then we need to cut out these ones. be fun there, I think. That's good. This fancy golden Queen Elizabeth. Not right for this project. I like the green of this one. And then there's a beautiful boat. And then I think I'll glue the mushrooms next, but let's get rid of this very gluey page. Okay. I like her. Let's put her there. She's fun. She's so grouchy. Some of these little people are so grouchy for such little people. Little people, big anger. It's like, I don't want to pay this statement. And I hear it. Totally. Alright. This might be nice here. I'm gonna put some black ink around it so it can stand up on the paper. Let me see the shape of it. Not there. Yeah, there's good. Okay. That's that one. All right, so we still have 4 to go. So what I'm going to do, I'll take a little break from like the live filming. I'll do the inking. I'll do the mushroom cutting out, and then we'll finish the collages together. Okay, mushrooms are cut. So look at these little chubbies. Aren't they cute? So let's find some stamps. We'll get collaging these in. Oops, I've got 2 here. Okay, that one there. Maybe one of these nice green ones too. Perhaps here. Some of these are just too bright. What is this one? That's beautiful. Let's use that one. Kind of as a, like a more signature kind of. Silver and beautiful. And maybe we'll grab one of these like that are similar but they're purple. I'll glue the mushrooms now. I think I want this one about here. That one there. And then I've got this girl. And I think I want to put her right here at the bottom, right between the two lovely mushrooms. Okay, that's that. And then perhaps a label. That's quite a large one. It's a little too large. Too plain. That's good. Just looking at what else I have here. There's a butterfly. For some reason, a little candle. All my bits and bobs. I think I'll go with the black and white. I think that looks quite nice. Remember, I drew these ages ago, these labels. These are for my Journal Together kit from a long time ago. Okay, ink. A bit of glue there. There we go. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, next. I'm trying to keep it moving here. I know we've been going for a little while, or at least I have. Okay, this is beautiful mountain scene. Maybe down here. And this blue. Okay, the mushrooms down. We need people. She's too large. Yeah, they stand out more. Okay, we'll go with them. Okay. Yeah, I like that. It is also a sticker, so we'll just add a little assurance here with glue. Fun. next. This one I think I'm going to just glue down the one side here. And that will give me kind of a base for where I want to put this, like that. And then we can go ahead and do our collaging. I wonder if I could have her kind of, you know, sprouting out of here. Yeah, I like that. That's fun. And I know we're hiding her dress, but like, I just think it's kind of cool because like her dress feels like one that could be a part of a cluster of mushrooms. But I just want her to sort of be sprouting out of the mushrooms there. Look at some stamps collaged on here. I think one here. Oh, get in there, you. Don't be tricky. Yeah, I like that there on its own. Okay, and then we need to go in with a bit of glue on the back of the mushroom. Okay. Alright, that's that one. We have one more to go here, and this is a very large mushroom. So we need to find some stamps. Here's a cool one. I gotta get rid of this sticky paper. Maybe a blue, because the blue goes really nice with the mushroomy colors. Okay. Green. Okay, and then we'll glue the mushrooms down. Bring that down a little bit. Not so much. Right there. That's good. Okay. And now our people. Yeah, I think I want them in front of the little mush, or the cross section, the lighter background. What's going on with my glue? Oh, the lid is a little bit loose. That's better. And then just need a little something. Too big. Too big. What's this? It's kind of cool. It's embossed. Yeah, that might be fun there. Or, yeah, I'll put it up at the top. It's embossed. That's cool. Okay. Put this on here. Put this in here. Put this back. Put this back. Move all the things. Put the pin in the glue. Okay, put the glue back. Move everything out of the way so we can look at what we did here. Put the stamps over here. Okay, we made 10 nice big mushroom themed journal cards, and I am quite happy with them. So here's the first one, and the second, third, fourth, fifth, number 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I am so happy with these. So thank you for joining me for today's project. I am still catching up, but we will be back with more Dephemerember, and I will talk to you soon. Take very good care of yourself, and don't forget to check out Louisa Heinzel and Barbara at 49 Dragonflies, who are the hosts behind this lovely collab. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.